Idriss has an interesting way to attack that. So I'll let you guys go ahead with this. Go ahead.
Thanks, John. All right, so coming from Dubai, very different. It's a very different game than here, right? So my background is that I was number 2 of second largest e-commerce company based in Dubai, Jordan. We were having operations in 6 countries, and we had a huge issue with regards to logistics. Right? It was not working really well. We tried 30 different logistics providers, all the ones that wanted to do cash on delivery. As you know, a lot of you guys don't do it. And this is like 80–90% of the market. So we were using, again, multiple companies, and we had tons of issues, right? We're talking about between 16 to 40% return. And when I talk about return, it's basically undelivery. Nothing to do with the customers not wanting the product. It's just about the ability of the delivery company to find the customer. So if you put this 40% return and so then basically you need to make money out of the 60% actually going to get delivered, right? Because 90% is cash on delivery again. So it becomes a huge problem. This is why the whole e-commerce ecosystem in the Middle East had trouble taking off. So we had our first unicorn 2 weeks ago with Souq.com that reached finally $1 billion valuation. But it's very difficult because of logistics, right? So instead of trying, and this is a little bit the premise, right, of it, is that instead of keep on trying to find home, right? But this is how it works. Like you got the driver leaves the warehouse, he has 40 packages in the back, and then he calls the customer. And the customer is trying to define where he lives, trying to use landmark. Okay, do you know the 7-Eleven? Yes, okay, turn left. And this is literally how it works. It creates tons of friction. Marketplaces don't work because of this. So instead of trying to define where you live by having a 5-line definition of where you live, just not using the cell phone, right? It's that simple. Let's make your address your cell phone, right? And as you know, in emerging markets like the Middle East, but also Africa, the whole e-commerce ecosystem is going straight to mobile. Like more m-commerce is going between 60 to 80–90% of transactions. Desktop is less than 10% now. So since everybody has a phone, let's just use it as your address. So basically, that's the premise of Fetchr. I started the company about 3 years ago. Now we have about 500 employees. We're in 4 countries, UAE, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, which is a whole different ballgame, and Egypt. And so we got funded by NEA, so we're the first company in the Middle East to get funded by a large VC from the Valley. So we're proud, and we have tons of pressure to do it. But anyway, so that's the basic of Fetchr. Can you put the video? Sound. So we started as a receiving way, right? Like we're dealing with about 400 e-commerce companies now with so 8 of the top 10 right now in the Middle East. And this is how we started, right? How to receive packages. But we found that there is tons, like the whole tail of SMEs and actually consumers later on that are completely untapped, right? Too small to be able to have an account with a large logistics company. So therefore, they're completely uncatered. So this is what we started with, having people using the app for both sending and receiving. So that's why you show that's what you saw in the app. So it's simple, right? It's I think the first one is Woo. So obviously, like we're what matters again here is everything is at the cell phone level, right? We don't ask for address. We just care about a cell phone. And when you check out from websites, we just ask for the cell phone. We don't care for your name. We don't care about your address. Just everything is at cell phone level. As a receiver, you can send anything right now up to 20 kgs. But we saw that there is a lot of obviously letters and like very small packages. Where is interesting? So right now we do everything locally. It's what we call hyper-local. So like 95% of our orders are within the same city. But we're partnering now with DHL to be able to do cross-border, as we've seen that there's a lot of customers now trying to ship stuff in the UK, US, with outbound Dubai. The one is very interesting. So right now, most of the delivery companies still work on the, it's not like here, still work to a 4 to 6 to 8 hours actually delivery window. So literally you have to wait all day to get your package delivered. That's how it works. So obviously it doesn't work. This is what you have tons of return and that kind of stuff. But so we try to push the whole market towards one same-day delivery for two reasons. This is what the customer wants. Okay, again, coming back to B2Me, this is what the customer wants. And two, this is how you got the lowest return rate, right? Because as you get the products quickly in the hands of customers, you have a higher chance for the customer to actually accept the orders. So we're trying to push everything to 2 hours, which creates tons of pressure. As you know, this is completely, it's a completely different level of complexity. But so we're trying to get into 2 hours and same-day delivery. How is interesting as well, like what we're trying to do, if you're a sender, you can use your credit card that is stored on the app, but you can also do cash and pickup, which as 90% of the transactions are cash. This is something that we needed to implement in the app. And that's it. And so then we started realizing, so we launched the app probably around a year ago, and we saw that a lot of people were actually hacking. Were kind of like hacking the app and trying to use it for mainly for sending stuff that they were selling on social media. Social media is like Instagram and Facebook are probably like the biggest channel right now in markets that are still underdeveloped, like the Middle East, but also Africa. So for example, if Instagram was an e-commerce player in Saudi Arabia, it would be bigger than Amazon and Souq combined, just to give you an idea of scale. So everybody's selling on social media, especially on Instagram, but we found that there was tons of problems still, because that would work so that then you go on WhatsApp and then you try to define, okay, do you accept cash on delivery? Yes, no, what's your address? How does it work? So we try to put everything into single page checkout, literally. So we saw like a tremendous taking off. So we're growing at about 50% week by week for this type of products. And again, it all comes back to the premise of people don't want to necessarily receive or send stuff from home. Okay, I think that especially in emerging markets where there is no actually address, like we're trying again bypassing going straight to the phone, and we're seeing a lot of people sending stuff or receiving stuff for their Starbucks or anywhere, or even on the go. Okay, so it creates tons of pressure on us to be able to optimize this. Okay, and this is why we have tons of engineers trying to define how we should do it. But I think this is where it should be going. I think that's it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.